Most guys spend years thinking about how to make more money, but almost nobody talks about the one decision that can completely destroy your financial future overnight: who you marry. I'm talking about young men who work hard, save money, build businesses, invest, and try to do everything right financially, only to lose half of everything because they chose the wrong woman. And the scary part is most men don't realize they're making a terrible decision until it's way too late. Today, relationships are expensive, divorce rates are high, lifestyle expectations are insane. Social media has completely distorted what love, marriage, and commitment are supposed to look like. And a lot of guys are walking straight into financial disaster because nobody taught them how important this decision actually is. There are specific signs that a relationship will either build your future or completely drain it, because the right woman can multiply your success, bring peace into your life, and help you build wealth for generations. But the wrong woman, she can leave you stressed, broke, emotionally destroyed, and financially set back for years. Look, I understand what it's like to want love, companionship, and a future with somebody, but today I want to talk about the financial side of relationships that nobody warns young men about. How choosing the wrong partner can ruin your finances, how choosing the right one can completely change your life, and what you need to look for before making one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make. I think to start this whole story off, though, is we need to talk about what most guys want. Because if we aren't identifying that, then I'm really just talking about nothing. And look, I know what most guys want because I'm that guy right now, and I have friends around me that are guys as well, and they want looks. It's probably the number one most important thing to all young men, is how attractive their girlfriend is. And look, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think girls are beautiful, I think girls are pretty, I am obsessed with women. Like, it sounds bad, but you get what I'm saying, right? I currently have a girlfriend, and I think she is the most beautiful, amazing girl in the world. And I'm gonna be honest, there's no way I would ever have dated her if she was ugly. I'm just gonna be honest, right? And so it is important. However, so many guys get so sucked into this looks facade that they don't look at the girl's character. They don't look at what she values, and that's a massive problem. We also date women for status. We date women so we can say we have a girlfriend. Who has the prettiest girl, right? Like, we value men in our lives based on who they're dating, if they're married. Whether it's stupid, whether it makes no sense, we do that. And so we feel insecure when we aren't dating someone, and we don't have a girl by our side. We feel like a loser. And so we date for status as well. It's gonna sound crazy and uncomfortable, but I'm just gonna rip it off. We date for sex too. I know guys in my life who literally are only dating their girlfriends so they can have sex with her. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm not saying that's the right thing. I'm just saying it is happening. We date women because we want to feel wanted, and we date women because we want, like, a companion. And there's not necessarily anything inherently evil about those desires, but they aren't necessarily good desires when that's what's leading our choices, right? Again, in the right context, everything I just listed isn't inherently a bad thing, but we need to make sure that we're checking off some good boxes as well. And of course, we're going to get to that a little bit later in this video. But first, why does this decision matter so much? Why does marriage matter so much? Well, it's kind of simple. A lot of time is invested, and if you create a bunch of memories and spend a bunch of money just to break up with somebody, who cares, right? Let's say I have a girlfriend and I'm 17 in high school, and I'm dating in high school, dating in high school, dating in high school, and we're going out and we're having fun. I'm taking her out on fun dates. We're having a good time. That's great. Well, let's just say, for instance, I don't marry this girl. Well, there goes all the money I spent on the dates. There goes all the time that I spent with her. All those things, right? There goes the relationship that I just built up with her, right? And what you might be thinking is, dude, you're still having fun though, and like, you can't put a price tag on fun. Well, I've got a bunch of memories now with some girl that I kind of have to try to forget, because if I'm ever gonna move on, if I'm ever gonna go date somebody else and marry somebody else, I don't want to hold on to a bunch of memories from high school with some other girl. If you get what I'm saying is like, if you aren't dating for marriage and you don't marry someone, it's not really a good thing, to be completely honest, right? And that sounds really silly. So what you might be thinking is, okay, why don't I just marry the girl that I was dating in high school? Well, if you marry a girl and let's just say she's a bum because you don't really know her that well, that's even worse, because you'll suffer your whole life. Either you're going to end up divorced or you're going to end up miserable with a girl you should have never married in the first place because you got so attached to this girl emotionally. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you date for looks, if you date for status, if you date for sex, if you date for the feeling of being wanted, for those sole reasons, if you're dating for those reasons alone, you're going to end up dating a hot girl. You're going to be dating a hot girl that doesn't know how to manage her money. You're going to be dating a hot girl that doesn't know what they're doing. And at that point, what are we doing, right? There are so many more important things in a relationship than someone's looks. Their character matters, how they carry themselves matters, what they've learned matters, and all of those things are going to impact your finances as well. So you need to make sure you're choosing the right girl, not just the prettiest girl, not the one that's going to give you the best sex or the most status or the most companionship, right? You need to find a smart, wise, faithful girl. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, let's first talk about the red flags that men avoid. First, we can get into some really just practical things, which is debt. Is she carrying debt? How much debt? And what type of debt? Those are some very important questions. I'm not saying you can't date or marry somebody with debt, but a big thing is what's their attitude towards it? Do they care about it at all? Are they trying to actively pay it off? Are they actually paying it off? Are they taking active steps to pay it off? Those are some big questions. What about their lifestyle choices? Do they just go out and drink every night at a bar and get hammered and talk to other dudes, which is a problem in itself, but just run up a tab at a bar because they don't really care about their money? Are they like choosing to delay investing to be able to just have fun in their 20s? Those are big questions to ask. How's her relationship with her families and friends? I feel like this is a very overlooked thing, but does she treat them well? Does she respect her dad? Because if she doesn't respect her dad, she's probably not going to respect you. Who are her friends? Does she have good quality friends that build her up, or do they have, friends that she's just getting pulled out to do stupid things and spend excess money? Those things really matter. Again, you can't choose your family, but you can choose your friends. So if the friends she's choosed are just terrible people, that's definitely a big red flag, right? Again, the results of choosing wrong are simple. A life of misery. You're always going to be in misery. And that sounds dramatic, but it's true. We see this in couples that are going in two separate directions. If you marry a girl that's not good for you, that's exhibiting these red flags, you're going to be getting pulled into debt. You're going to be getting pulled into poverty. You're going to be getting pulled into slavery to just crap, right? You're not going to be financially free. You don't want to be getting pulled in opposite directions. You don't want to be poor, and you don't want to be making a bunch of money just for her to go out and spend it and blow it. You want to make sure that you have a girl that's going the same direction as you. So now that we know what the results of choosing wrong are, what are the results of choosing right? A, she builds you up, and you in return are going to build her up as well. Whether that's the career you're pursuing or goals you guys have together, you're going to be going in the same direction and building together, which is absolutely beautiful. You're going to be having the same budget, the same investing plans, and she just encourages you to pursue greatness. And I think that's amazing. Overall, long story short, you're both just going to become better with each other because you're both compounding together. Okay, and all that's great. I think you get the point. I think you get the importance of not choosing wrong. I think you get the importance of choosing right. I think you get the red flags. What are some green flags, and how do we actually find this girl that we're looking for? So green flags that actually matter is you have similar goals. You have similar goals, investing, budgeting, saving, where you want to go with your life, a bunch of stuff financially, but you also have similar goals in life. You want kids, maybe you both pursued the same faith. Maybe you both want to be super generous and donate to things. I don't know what that might look like. Maybe you want to travel a lot. You have the same goals. We kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but you view money the same. You don't view debt as a good thing unless you're leveraging it, which is very risky, but if you do it well, then fair enough, right? Do you both agree to never gamble? Do you both agree to never spend a bunch of money drinking or smoking or just pouring into vices? There are a lot of integral things that you have to talk about with money, but just having a general rule of finance for both of you, that goes a long way. Do you want the same things out of life, and do you enjoy spending time together? This sounds very foo-foo-y and stupid to talk about in a finance video, but if you don't enjoy spending time together, you're gonna end up being miserable. You're gonna end up being like, oh, I hate this girl, and then all of a sudden, divorce sounds like a really good option because you just want to get away, but then there goes 50% of your money as well. But again, I'm not trying to get back into fear-mongering. How do we choose the right girl? Well, first off, look in the right places, right? If you're trying to find a good girl who's good with her money, you're probably not going to find her at a bar. Again, I met my girlfriend at a worship night at our college campus. We both pursue the same faith, and we were both also finance and accounting majors, meaning that we're probably going to be pretty good with our money, right? That's where I met her, and that's where we got to know each other, was in those two places. And so, again, let's just say, for instance, that you're a big time movie nerd. If you want to find a girl that's also a big time movie nerd, where are you looking? looking. You're probably not going to find her at a library. You're probably not going to find her at a bar. You're probably not going to find her at the gym working out. You're going to find her at a movie theater, right? That's a really stupid, silly example, but if you want to find a good girl, look for places where she's going to be. Don't look for a good girl in bad places. And maybe that's going to force you to be a better person. And if that's the case, then hey, there's killing two birds with one stone. That's a pretty good cause if, the way I look at it, right? But I think another step in this is don't get over-invested before having tough conversations. I see this with so many guys that they get wrapped up with some girl, but they never really have anything in common. And it goes back to something I was talking about way earlier in this video of just like, if you haven't talked about money, if you haven't talked about kids, if you haven't talked about faith, if you haven't talked about politics, I wouldn't be getting super invested into the girl you're dating because you don't really know anything about her. Those things are really important, and they're the things that are really gonna matter in the long run. So you want to make sure you have those things in common. And so, before you get heavily invested, make sure you're having those conversations. Again, what I want you to know is your life isn't over, or you're not a failure if you aren't married or dating someone. Continue to build yourself up and find true purpose in your life, and then find the girl that's going to help you build that even more. Pretty simple. If you enjoyed this video, check out another one where I talk about the current state of our economy and how to still succeed financially despite our bad circumstances.